Have you ever felt like you were standing alone, surrounded by challenges bigger than you? This is the story of a man who stood boldly for God, even when the entire nation turned away. This is the story of Elijah. Israel was in chaos. A king named Ahab ruled the land, and he, along with his wife Jezebel, led the nation into worshiping false gods. But in the midst of darkness, God raised a man with courage, a man named Elijah. One day, Elijah marched straight into the king's palace.
There will be no rain, not even dew, until God says so.
As the land dried up, God led Elijah to a quiet brook called Cherith. There, in the wilderness, something incredible happened. Ravens brought him food every morning, and every evening bread and meat, delivered by birds. A miracle in the middle of silence. But eventually, the brook dried up, and God had a new assignment. God sent Elijah to a foreign land to meet a poor widow gathering sticks. She had only a handful of flour and a drop of oil left, just enough for one last meal. But Elijah said,
"Make me a small loaf first, for the jar of flour will not run out, and the jug of oil will not run dry."
And just as God promised, day after day the flour and oil never ran out. When the widow's son fell ill and died, Elijah cried out to God.
O Lord my God, hear your servant's cry. Let your breath of life return to this child.
Spirit of life, heed my call. Awaken now.
And the boy was brought back to life. The first recorded resurrection in Scripture. Years passed, and now God told Elijah to return to Ahab. On Mount Carmel, Elijah stood alone against 450 prophets of Baal. The challenge was simple. The true God will answer by fire. The false prophets shouted, danced, and cut themselves, but no fire came. Then Elijah rebuilt God's altar, poured water on it 3 times, and prayed,
O Lord, let it be known today that you are God.
And instantly fire fell from heaven, consuming the sacrifice, the stones, the water, everything. The people fell on their faces and cried, "The Lord, He is God." Moments later, after 3 years of drought, rain finally returned. But Jezebel was furious. She threatened Elijah's life.
How dare you defy me in my own court? Your insolence will not be tolerated. Seize him! Don't let him leave this palace!
After him, halt!
And the prophet ran into the desert, exhausted and afraid. He prayed, "Lord, I've had enough." Yet God did not rebuke him. Instead, He sent an angel with bread and water and strength for the journey ahead. On Mount Horeb, Elijah experienced something unforgettable. There was a mighty wind, but God was not in the wind. Then an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. Then a fire, but God was not in the fire. And then a gentle whisper. God spoke in the stillness, reminding Elijah that he was never alone. Elijah continued God's mission with renewed purpose. And one day, as he walked with his apprentice
The time
Elisha,
draws near, Elisha. Are you ready for what comes next?
My father!
A chariot of fire
My
appeared,
father!
and Elijah was taken to heaven in a whirlwind. He never tasted death. His legacy lived on in power, in faith, and in the God who never abandoned him. Elijah's story reminds us of this. You may face storms. You may feel alone. But God is closer than the whisper that speaks to your heart. Stand firm, be courageous, for the Lord your God is with you always.